Hey guys, Tyler2K here. Today we're going to do a complete movelist breakdown of Kunimitsu 2. Kuni 2 is the daughter of Kuni 1, who's in the original games. Now, Kuni 2 was added in Season 4 of Tekken 7, but now she's being added for Season 3 as the first character in Tekken 8, of course. So, despite the fact that she's a smaller character, she has really good range. A lot of her attacks use both her daggers and swords she has, the Kadachi as well as the Tanto kind of swords that gives her really good range. Also, quite like a few other kind of, Tekken 8 characters, she is a aggressive mix-up, rush-down sort of character. So if it wasn't enough for her weapons themselves to have really good range, she has the ability to get in really quickly with a set stance, or she can teleport in with an option like her cat stance as well. So to do a sort of quick 5-minute breakdown of the character, let's go ahead and go over her options. So first things first, she has 3 primary stances. Set stance, which is her advancing stance. She has back turn stance, which can either perform as back 3+4 or like enter via other certain attacks. And then finally, she has cat stance, which is her kind of like teleport, really evasive kind of stance. So they all kind of serve the same purpose. Cat set and then cat stance are both advancing options. And then most importantly, quite a few of these options have counter launchers. And on top of that, there's a mixture of very safe options as well as lesser safe options, but set for the most part is going to be the most commonly used stance. So that's performed by either forward 3 or forward 4 and then holding 4. Now there are other options, like for instance, you can do back turn 1-3 and then hold forward, but you'll find that's the most primary sort of option. From set stance, you basically have the ability to either hit a button right away, you can enter into FC by holding down, or cancel set stance by holding back. So both of these allow you not only to get in on your opponent, but to apply pressure that your opponent might not be expecting. For instance, full crouch cancel, down 1+2, which is a brand new move added in this game. For your launchers, you're looking at down forward 2 on 15, up forward 3 on 15, crouch dash 2, which is a little bit trickier, but it is definitely 14 in this game. For your 10 frame, you're looking at 1-2-2. You can also do 1-1 into cat stance if you want sort of mix-up potential. For 12 frame, she has 4-2, which enters into back turn. For 13, she has 4-2-3, which is a wall splatting option, as talked about 14. And then for bigger, like kind of stagger options, she has up back 3+4, which hits on 19 and has really, really good range. Also, the fact that you can perform this at a full crouch allows you to diagonal cancel with up back 3+4 as well. So for full crouch punishment, she has wall stand 4 on 11, wall stand 1-1 on 12. She also has, wall stand 2-1 on 13. For 14, you can technically, if I'm going to mess this up, you can technically perform crouch dash 2 out of FC, but realistically for 15, you're going to be looking at like wall stand 3. And as talked about again, you can also diagonal cancel for big stagger options if your opponent goes for like a hell sweep or whatnot. From her stances, getting back to the stance options sort of thing, there are a few options you're really looking for. The biggest one you're probably going to see most often is Cat 2, which is a safe counter launcher. To complement her mid, she also has Cat 3, which is also a counter launcher. Unfortunately, this one is not safe on block. For back turn, you're going to be looking at back turn 3, which allows you to jump over your opponent if they try to poke you with a low option. Otherwise, 1+2 is a complete safe way to cancel out of back turn state because on block, this is -2, which from there allows you to do power crush options and kind of churn steal sort of thing, or keep your pressure going by like just immediately sidestep canceling out of it. For cat stance, you're really just looking at probably 2 major options. Cat 2, which is a natural knockdown, but more importantly on block, is +5. Otherwise, if you think your opponent is going to disrespect you, Cat 3-2 is how you actually punish them. Please keep a note, while Cat 3-2 is NC launcher, it unfortunately is death on block. So if your opponent is predicting you to try to disrespect with a Cat 3-2 option and blocks it, you're asking for trouble. Now, the interesting part with an option like Cat 3 is because the animation is kind of slow-ish, so we do this, we hit our 3, and then it takes 19 frames for the attack to hit there. You can kind of confirm the Cat 3. So basically, if you see the opponent hitting a button while you transition to Cat, you're going to mash the 2 button to get the second hit out. For low games, I might as well talk about that. She has down back 4, which is your very simple, fairly safe low poke. Also on counter hit, this turns into a +8 situation, which is really good. Down 1/2, which is her old full crouch down forward 2, which on counter is +15G, but otherwise is a really good approaching tool. And because it's a weapon-based attack, you can't actually low parry it whatsoever. Down back 3/3, just similar to Yoshi. You can either go full route down back 3, or you can cancel into 4. Just keep in mind, if you mash down back 3, you are going to fall to the floor and not be in such a good sort of time. As talked about, her wall stand options are pretty good. Wall stand 1 for solo poke, down back 3 to mix it up, cancel option, down back 4. She has a few more trickier options like sidestep 4 if you want to kind of disrespect. Just keep in mind, the further away you kind of get away from her safer options, things tend to get kind of very, very punishable very, very fast. For counter hit tools, the primary one you're looking for is just back 2. Back 2 used to be a homing attack in this game. It does have decent tracking, but it is weak to her right side, so keep that in mind. But most importantly, on block, this is completely safe. But if you think your opponent's going to mash out in a bad position, hit them with a back 2, they will stop in their tracks right away. Otherwise, you'll probably see this most often. So she does have a projectile, which is quarter chord 1. In this game, it does leave you closer, although if you were to do this move at max range, there still is spacing to it, but nowadays, like, you're going to always consistently be -13, but you might see that quite frequently. Let's see, any other major things of note? Oh yeah, so her heat mode, I might as well talk about that. She has a lot of killer options. So for a safe launcher, she has down back 1/2, which is an instant spin option. Also, because this is a weapon-based attack, you can't actually parry it or reverse it. Well, Sabaki sort of thing, but it's a pretty good option. She has a cat hell sweep, which is cat down +2. Oh yeah, there it is, down +2, which is really good. That causes wall splat. It doesn't wall splat directly at the wall, but if you are a little bit further away from it, you will turn into a full launcher from that option. She also has forward +2, which is also fairly good. So for her heat dash cancel options, she can either do forward 1/2, heat dash cancel. And let me quickly take a look at it because I'm missing one more. She only has one other one off the top of my head, and that is, set 1/2. So just in case you didn't think set was strong enough by it is, she also has another safe cancel to it, which is set 1/2, which also transitions into heat dash cancel. Otherwise, your options are typically going to be like back turn 1/4, heat dash cancel to disrespect there. She has wall stand 2/1, same thing. This causes flop state, 1/4 flop state, 1/2 flop state off cat. But yeah, set 1/2 is also really good. So also from counter hit, this is something new that they added for her. So forward 4 on counter hit also transitions into cat by holding forward, but it's also +15. So what that means is at 15, set 1/2 is completely guaranteed. Also, furthermore, theoretically, this should also be a full launcher. Yeah, so full launcher, heat dash cancel, hit confirmable. And remember, again, most importantly, these set options are basically all completely safe. So it's very strong. And again, set is going to be the most common stance you have to deal with. So general counter information, how to beat Kunimitsu, fairly straightforward. A lot of her options are weak to her left, will evade quite a few options. For the most part, cat stance also is weak to... Let's see here. Put him on second hit. Now, see, forward 4 is a little bit tricky. But yeah, so set stance, you want to step to her right. And then cat stance, this stance, you typically want to step to her left. Where from cat stance, the only thing she has to beat you is cat 1. Whereas from set stance, yeah, that's going to be your general weight. This sort of beat it. Even option like set 2, which is really safe, is weak to her right there. Okay, so yeah, set stance, sidestep right. Same thing, neutral, sidestep right, cat stance, specifically sidestep to your left to beat everything. Other than that, back turn stance is just typically small negative, small plus. So for the most part, you just want to guess. Now, the nice thing is for Kunimitsu, you can take your turn back fairly easily if you predict sidestep by using back turn 1/2. Just keep in mind, the frame data for back turn 1/2 really allows for your opponent to mash out Power Crush. So same thing, if they're back turned, you don't do Power Crush wins. Because like even if your opponent goes for something simple like a very simple heat burst option, you're realistically going to lose no matter what the situation for back turn option. So, for instance, I'll do 4-2 into 3, and now we get launched. I'll do 4-2 into back turn 1+2. And keep in mind, this is not even on block necessarily. So in a similar vein, 4-2, 1+2. Yeah, we simply don't have frames to win there. So oftentimes for Kunimitsu, what you're going to be forced to do is go for back turn 2. So back turn 2 is your low counter option. You could go for something spicy like the new Power Crush 2, but you see there the frame data on it is really poor. And then furthermore, it's also a high. So if they mash out Duck Jab, they're going to win. But yeah, you're going to typically want to use down 2. That's going to be your go-to option. Okay, I believe that probably covers the most basics of Kunimitsu. Let's go ahead and get to the meat and potatoes of her move list. We'll go over the heat options first, and then we'll get to the moves individually afterwards, but we'll start with the basic stuff. Okay, generic heat burst option, +1 on block, +2 on hit. Yeah, I believe this is a weapon-based attack, so yeah, no reversal, but you can still parry it. I-16 sort of thing. Okay, Fordham's 2 is a safe option. It hits very low to the ground, but doesn't actually steel pedal. But yeah, this is, again, one of your only heat dash cancel options. We'll talk about these all later. Wall stand 2-1, as talked about, use your I-13 wall stand punishment. It's only -13 on block, so it's actually not that bad. Also, it's a double mid option. So unlike her old wall stand 2-4, which is not only I-14, but also a high ender, this is a double mid. So for the most part, what I've noticed Kunimitsu is she tends to be fairly safe when it comes to high duckable options. They are very far and few in between. More often than not, they are actually accessed by stances specifically, but when it comes to just single hit and string options, they just don't exist for her. So probably a little hand-holding from Namco to make her safer and easier to pilot by getting rid of all of her high extensions. Okay, speaking of high extensions, as talked about, this out of stance, back turn 1-4. What's important to note with her back turn 1, it is I-10, so it is slower than Lily's and Raven's back turn 1 option. So just keep that in mind when you're looking at your frame data and trying to figure out pressure lines and stuff like that. It is I-11, so there is a slight downside to that. Cat 1-2, which is actually completely safe on block, as it talks about. Cat 1 also tracks to her weak side, which is your sidestep right, their sidestep left, so it strong tracks that direction. So this is the one option you have to beat sidestep left out of Cat. Everything else from Cat stance will miss. Set 1+2, same thing. Advancing, look the range on it. Advancing weapon-based attack, safe on block, heat dash cancel option. Very, 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 very good. Okay, from heat mode, whenever she's in heat mode, she puts her weapons together to make basically a super weapon, and hence her attacks are super based. So this is an I-18 launcher. Now the problem with like down back 1+2 is you might think it'd have like really good range, and it doesn't actually have the best range. So here it's going to miss, but if we're a little bit closer, it will hit. The issue is there's very few things that are both -18 and with that little pushback. So there is a problem with it, but same thing. This is completely safe on block, and it is an instant spin launcher, and also it is a weapon-based attack, so there is no reversal, no sabaki. So for that reason alone, it's also not that bad to beat opponents if you think they're going to disrespect. Otherwise, yeah, you can just kind of do it willy-nilly. As you notice from the heat engager timer at the top of the screen, it does cost you a full 10 seconds, aka 600 frames a meter. So whenever you initiate off of heat engager, you'll have 2 attempts to use this attack. Otherwise, off of normal heat engage, you're only looking at a single time before it runs out. So in a sense, it tends to act more like a more like a heat engage, a heat smash, but that doesn't break armor, although again cannot be reversed because weapon-based attack. Okay, Kunimitsu's other heat-based attack is up 1+2. What's nice about up 1+2, it kind of acts similar to her old Rage Stride that causes full wall splat for combo afterwards. Also, if I remember correctly, this is like +2, +5 in back churn. So it's still our churn in this position. Not bad. Now, I've had certain situations where I find where sometimes it can kind of be used, like I talked about, Similar to her old Rage Drive, but keep in mind, mid-combo, you're not going to get that old Rage Drive that causes super wall splat. It's only under a standing opponent where you can get that really, really good wall splat. Also, it looks like you can perform it as up back 1+2, which means because you're diagonal, you can also diagonal cancel this as an I-16 option, wall splat, launcher if you so wish, and actually even better than like a wall stand 3 on 15, right? Because it's not punishable. You're left plus frames in back turn position, so... Okay, her final heat attack is Cat down 1+2. The Waning Moon, which I'm not really happy they use that name. If you know, you know. As talked about, this is essentially a Hell Sweep. Yeah, so the nice thing there, yeah, it is an enhanced Hell Sweep, so it is -14. So, as talked about, only at certain distances are you going to ever get the actual clean splat here. So keep in mind, when you're directly at the wall, it will be a little bit devalued, but if we go ahead and get a little bit further off of the wall, we get our full splat and allow for a full combo afterwards. So just keep in mind, if you're dead right on the wall, don't use it. But if you have a little bit of wiggle room, go ahead and go for it. But yeah, like the other low heat smashes that have been changed in Season 3, yeah, it is only -14 on block. Okay, I think that's it. Yeah, and then, of course, we do have the Heat Smash. Now, this Heat Smash is I-14. It does cause a strong wall break, although, of course, it doesn't wall splat. It's important to note one of two things. So the first thing is on block. It's not very good. You're only +3. Now, you are forward-facing. Now, the game wants you, it recommends you to try to turnstile with options like 1, 2, 4. But you can go for a hit confirm instead, which also works there. But +3, not the best frame data. The real big issue with her Heat Smash is just the fact that it has like 0 tracking. So even if your opponent just sidesteps just a little bit, it's just going to completely miss and you'll be in trouble. But it is not horrible because at least it's I-14. So it is one of the faster Heat Smashes in the game. I think there's only like 3 other ones that are faster than that. So, okay, her down forward 1+2 is her Rage Drive, of course. That's the generic input. Now, what's important to note, and let me go ahead and put on Rage so I can show it. So when we do the attack, am I allowed to do this? So I am. Okay. I can't advance. Okay, I'll wait for it to get a little bit further. Okay. So during the Rage Art... come on, man. So yeah, she does use this big-ass sword. I don't know what the technical term for it is, but it has really good range. Now, the problem there you had seen is that if we were playing Tekken 7, the Rage Drive here would have hit. So what that means is like mid-combo, we can't use an option like set 1. Whoops. We can't use, and I'll do it for the better exemplify what I'm talking about. So yeah, this style combo doesn't work more in this game because it simply doesn't have enough range. Now, if you were to use a more optimized combo, you could technically probably get it to hit, but just keep in mind that combo structure works in Tekken 7, completely gone in this game. So even though she uses this big-ass sword, it has decent range. It's nowhere near as good range as it used to. Now, what's cool about this, she kind of does like the Sam Show animation with the background. Highly stylized. So I like it. It's just, it definitely is worse than her old Rage Drive. So just keep that in mind if you're used to Tekken 7. There's going to be some growing pains. Let's go ahead and put it that way. Okay, going through her move list. So she has 1-1, 1-1-1. So what's important to see about 1-1? So 1-1-1 is not NC, -11. The first hit is +6. Now you can also transition into cat state by tapping 1-1-1+2. So oftentimes, if you want to keep it safe, 1-1 is safe on block. I wouldn't necessarily recommend transitioning to cat, but as talked about, you could on block try to turnstile with like a cat 3, but we'll get to that kind of later. But yeah, 1-1-1 is -11, and that is because if your opponent predicts 1-1-2, oops, I gotta put on 2 hits. You can sidestep that. So even though 1-1-2 is safe on block, the fact that you can sidestep it kind of kills the deal. But similar to Tekken 7, if you predict them sidestepping, well, 1-1-1 will trip them up and beat them there. Keep in mind, as shown, 111 is also -11. By the wall, you will get the wall splat situation. But yeah, it's not nearly a clean animation like it used to be. It used to do this like very obvious horizontal strike, which would be a little bit more consistent wall splat. Now it's a little bit more chaotic and it gives that instead. But oftentimes, if you want just a safe I-10 poker, 1-1 is going to kind of be your go-to option. Just because the fear of that hit is there, and they'll force them to sidestep. Now, the good news is on defense, you could block it and sidestep and guard, and what will happen, you sidestep the 2, and then you sidestep and guard the 1 in time. That's because if you look at the frame data, this is 19 versus a 22. So there is time for you to, it's called a fuzzy guard. So 19 to 22 is, 4 frames of animation. So it definitely is fuzzyable. And as talked about, you just simply sidestep right and just guard instantly to defeat this sort of mix-up. The same is true, and we'll get to it later, with 1-2-1 and sort of stuff like that. That's going to be your go-to mix-up if you want to apply pressure, but for the most part, you're probably going to want to stay away from it. Okay, 1-1-2 does cause the wall splat, but there is a major asterisk. Let's go ahead and put him on. So we do get the wall splat. The issue is in Tekken 7, you could use 1-1-2 and options to cause an actual wall splat. So yeah, so first of all, right there, the set 1-2 misses, but furthermore, mid combo, the 2 actually, it feels like it has less range. So I don't know if it's because when she does the lunging punch, it just has less range in general, or if she doesn't, like the sword is not nearly as far extending as it used to be. I don't know for a fact. I just know that there definitely is the option to use 1-1-2 as like power splat is just completely like off the table. It just doesn't work at all. So if you're used to like the 1-1-2 or set 1-2-2 power splat combo line, just forget it exists. It's not going to work. Just stay away from it. Okay, so 1-1-4, you would think would be a mix-up to like 1-1-2, but overall the idea is the same. So we have the safe jab option into overhead, and from the overhead we're plus frame, but as you probably can predict, the issue here is just simply the same problem as 1-1-2 by itself. Okay, well, he has to block it, sorry. So yeah, you can cleanly sidestep it to her back. The same should be true for the next move. Okay, it doesn't have it here. But yeah, basically, the only thing to beat sidestep is going to be 1-1-1, 1-1-2, and 1-1-4 are all the same sides of the same coin. As long as you're understanding that you just sidestep right and then flash sidestep into guard, you're going to OS literally everything that Kunimitsu is going to present to you from those options. And sorry, the other option she has is from set. Same idea, the set 1-2 option, you can also sidestep it. Okay, 1-2, just a very basic jab punish. If you don't want to commit to like a 1-1 or something, if you just want to panic option out, 1-2 is okay for +7. On block, it is safe, of course. But 17 and 17, or 13, yeah, so the frame data is really bad. Instead, what you want to be looking for is 1-2-2, which is her strongest 10-frame punisher. Now, what's important to note, as you see in the top right there, we can also end in back churn by doing 1-2-2 back churn. Now, what's important to note is in T7, you can actually cancel 1-2-2 completely into back churn. The cancel is gone, so instead it's 1-2-2. So either forward facing as your +5 or back churn facing +5. Also, in case it's not immediately obvious, naturally you can also sidestep these options, or sorry, duck these options because they are a non-jailing high. So yeah, you can duck and launch it. Similarly, 1-2-2 into back churn, you can also duck and launch it. So again, the cancel is completely gone. Just something of note. So it's your preference. You want to be forward facing +5 or back churn. So okay, 1-2-4 is basically your mix-up if you think they're going to duck the incoming. As talked about, we have 1-2-2, which you can duck and launch it. So to mix it up, she has 1-2-4, which punishes that. Also, it's important to note that 1-2-4 is also fully NCC as a wall splat. So if you are slight plus frames, you think the opponents can disrespect you, you can 1-2-4 them. So this move acts very similar to like Raven 1-2-4. The only difference here is that Kunimitsu is left forward facing instead of back facing, but equally minus 14. Although I take it back, I think Raven also ends forward facing. It's important to note though that while it is NCC for wall splat, it is not NC. So what happens is if your opponent doesn't duck, and instead of getting a simple 1-2-2, you go for 1-2-4, you are left minus 14. So in certain matchups, it is a little bit risky to let it rock. Lars, Brian, Mishima's, Kunimitsu, who can crouch dash to you, sort of thing. So just keep that in mind. You are effectively risking your life in that position. Okay, 2-2-2 is an interesting move. Basically, if you don't know what combo to do, you can just do 2-2-2, 2-2-2, and it causes a spin state. This is also a 12-frame Punisher, similar idea. It's +5. The difference is instead of us entering into back turn, we enter into forward facing instead. Now, if you want to transition to set state, you have to do 3 hits. So what's important to note, this is a mid-high, or high-mid, other way around. And then the third hit is a high, so you can duck it and launch it. So what would happen is you would do 2-2-2, and if they predict it, they'd launch you. So let me go ahead and do a flash duck. I'll do wall stand 2, right? So 2-2-2, duck it and launch me, right? So as you see there, you can do 2-2 cat, which transitions into stance. So if I do 2-2 cat 2, I still get interrupted. But if I do 2-2 cat into 3, okay, sorry. It sometimes will evade. Sorry, that's what I'm trying to get at. So I guess if you're like really fast on the flash punch, it wins. But yeah, the cat 3 can evade, but I guess on this frame, it's not going to work. But I guess if your opponent's just a little bit slow, the cat 3 will evade here. But that's the idea. Duck and launch the second hit. Because yeah, again, what are you going to do? 2-2-2, cat entrance, right? You still get equally launch punished no matter what. So just keep that in mind. Now, if you are new to the character, you might have seen that people are talking about how 2-2 has been nerfed. And that's because the old 2-2 used to have insane superior tracking. Well, that is working. But yeah, it used to full track both ways. Although I swear I tested earlier and I was able to sidestep. But yeah, so it used to full track. It doesn't full track anymore. Because yeah, she would kind of realign with you. And again, this was a 12-frame option. So not only is it a weapon-based attack, but then also it would full track you. Yeah, it was pretty it was pretty nasty. But yeah, they did nerf that move. So keep in mind, for 12-frame, 2-2 cat is going to be your go-to option. But realistically, for 12, you're going to want to go for 4-2 instead. Because 4-2 is just significantly safer in general. But we'll talk about that in a little bit. Okay, 3-4. 3-4 is basically Kunimitsu's only homing attack. So this is an I-16, unfortunately high, obviously non-jailing. Now, the tricky part, and let's see, make sure I'm on stand. The tricky part is 3-4 is a crumple stun counter launcher, so we do have that. But yeah, it is a NC option. You don't need counter hit. NC, knockdown, I think QCF2 maybe? Okay, I feel like something might be actually guaranteed there. Now, if you notice, she does kick to her left. What that means, if you're by the wall, 3-4 turns into a full launcher. So depending on wall axis, similar to up back 4, similar idea. Depending on which way the wall's facing, you could potentially turn this into a launcher. So by the wall, if the wall's to your left, okay, 3-4 might have a little bit more value. But normally in an open field situation, they are too far away to get any value out of it. So you're not going to get that guaranteed. So just keep that in mind. So again, Kunimitsu's only homing attack, really. Because, yeah, she lost back 2. But you can always do stand 3 by itself. Yeah, on block, you're safe on block. So it's not the best, obviously, at +7. But yeah, there's... Oh, maybe you can confirm it. Okay, no, you definitely cannot confirm it for real. But situation confirm, maybe. Otherwise, by itself, stand 3 is okay. There are better tracking moves that aren't explicitly homing. But yeah, the real value of this is when you're by a wall to get the launcher out of it. Okay, 4-2 is going to be your I-12 Punisher. This also leads you +6 into back turn state. It's important to note, like similar other I-12 high options in the back turn, that's completely safe on block at -3. So because it's also Tekken 8 we're playing here, although, I mean, in Tekken 8's defense, it also used to jail in T7, but this move also completely jails. So the only way for them to duck the high is to evade the first hit and then duck the second hit. Also, if you ever want to go back turn state, like that's going to be your go-to option, back turn. You can also go for like back 4, which is also good for single hit, but if you want double hit line, 4-2 into back turn is going to be your go-to. But more often than not, you're going to be seeing this as your 12-frame Punisher. So at -3, we were kind of talking about this earlier. At -3, we have a couple of options. So we can either go for 1+2 if you think they're going to sidestep us. We can go for down 2 to beat sort of slower power crushes. We do lose to other options. But realistically from 4-2, yeah, it's going to look at, you're looking at basically 2 options. So back turn 3 to beat lows, down 2 or whatnot to beat highs, and then back turn 3+4, which is a back turn parry. Not nearly as good as like Ravens, but it's better than nothing. Otherwise, yeah, you'll leave yourself open to sidestep options, but on hit, of course, that's where you can get all your juice. The thing of note is, like, if you never played like back turn character, you're just going to have to be in general really comfortable with them. So this is like your wake up call. Get really comfortable, find your best options, and don't be afraid about entering the back turn. Also, you also do have like generic duck jab to cancel at -3. Only thing of note is that she does not have a back turn heat burst or anything. So for power crush, you're only looking at back turn 2, but we'll talk about that later. Okay, cat stance is just how you enter the cat naturally. Not much to talk about. Again, you're going to want to realistically enter from like 1-1, 1+2 cat stance. Raw cat is going to be a little bit rarer, except maybe in wake up positions where you can go for like a cat 3 reset. Again, to predict them going for a wake up 3 or wake up 4 option, teleport through. Okay, 3+4 used to be a significantly better attack. It's nowhere near as good now. So it's not even a homing attack. It's not even, as shown, a counter hit launcher. It's just a natural hit knockdown. Also, it's safe on block, sure, but the homing on this move is what really gave it its juice. Now, the most often time you're going to see 3+4 is just for strong aerial tailspin state. So that's going to be the most common situation you're going to see it. So SAT, heat burst, SAT into like ender of your choice. There are quite a few things, but I'll go ahead and show you, for instance. Super simple, easy, long combo. Still works with this combo line. 3+4, and then we'll end with like up back 3+4 attack throw. So I might as well talk about quick SAT things of note right now. I should also note that I have tested this in long combos, like 10, 11 hits. All of these still work. So if you have one that works with fewer hits, that's great. But keep in mind, this guide is just for long hits. I want to make sure when you hit that button, it's going to work. So with that being said, I'm going to do a short combo just for brevity. Actually, you know what? We don't have to for brevity, do we? We can do a state remembrance. So one more time. Okay, so record status. So as shown, we can end with a kunai, which is basically her strongest option. Now, how do I do remember? Okay, we can do 4+2. And because this is a heat engager, we can also heat dash cancel to extend the combo there. From this ender, we can also go for up back 3+4, which is very consistent. It's important to note, though, that, again, the kunai is the most damaging option. So this does 1 more point of damage, but notice how even if we do the advancing kunai, which will allow us to position change. Yeah, this is trippy. So yeah, even if we do the position change, there is no special property on it. But if we end with up back 3+4, that will do 1 wall hit of damage. So if we're by the wall, it won't cause us a wall splat, but will still allow us to get the wall break in if you have to break the wall. Again, only a single hit. Keep that in mind. So let's go ahead and I'll keep showing you. So we can also go for set 4-3. Now, what's interesting about this set line, So let me go ahead and show you one more time. So we could manually enter into set by tapping forward 3, forward 3, which causes similar thing, a floor spike. So if we don't want to end, so that does work. So sorry, I just want to show that. So that's our floor break. This is our wall break again. But like I was talking about, if we end with this, set 4-3, post forward 4 into set, it doesn't actually work. I don't know why, which is really crazy. Other option, we can go for forward 4, set 1+2, which also is our heat engager option. And what I'll do, let me turn off heat. So yeah, I'm just gonna go over all the enders you're going to want to do. And again, these all work with multiple hits. So I'll do SAT, and I'll do forward 4, set 1+2, HTC, and then I'll end with like QCF2, for instance, or something like that. Whatever you want to kind of go for. So that also works. But yeah, set 4-3 is pretty cool if you want to break the floor right away. Similarly, I'll do the long combo option. And again, this is probably not anywhere close to ideal. So then I'll do SAT and then Rage Art, which of course will hit, assuming you're only doing second or first SAT in your combo. Probably on the third strong aerial tailspin state, the SAT, there'll be too much pushback to hit this again because she has extra range, but if it was T7 range, it probably would work, but here it doesn't work otherwise. So yeah, it's decent. So yeah, from that SAT, you have quite a few things. Now, the one thing I've had an issue with is you can't actually forward buffer forward 4 because yeah, you're gonna get like 4-4-4-2 instead, which also I guess breaks the floor. So it's gonna be difficult for you to thread in the option because in theory, you should be able still again to end with a forward 4 set line sort of thing. So that is on the table, but post SAT, it's just too much pushback to land in a forward 4 set. I feel like they did nerf the range on it or something like that. I don't know. Unconfirmed, but I do personally feel like that. Okay, I think that covers the major ones. Oh yeah, one other one I should talk about. So similar to the set 4-3, set up forward 4 also breaks the floor as well. But yeah, again, so 3+4 is a shell of its old self. It's just going to be your strong aerial tailspin, but of course it is a high. It's also on the slower end. And then finally, one last thing of note. You can't do forward 3+4 because you're going to get that move instead. So your input has to be clean to hit this 3+4. So keep that in mind. You can't buffer it because, yeah, you're going to get completely the wrong input every single time. Just please keep that in mind when using that option. Okay, let me go ahead and turn off Rage. Yeah, it could be worse. It could be worse, but it's okay. It definitely could be better though. Okay, 4-2-3 as shown. This is Kunimitsu's basically hop kick Punisher. It is ending with a high, and I believe it doesn't still jail, so you could duck it. Yeah, duck it and launch it. Now the nice thing is if your opponent doesn't duck and launch it, it is safe on block, so they have to duck it. Also, as we talked about earlier, Kuni's a short character, so it actually has pretty good range for her I-13 option. So you could get away with punishing quite a lot of long-range pushback options with like a forward buffered forward 2-3. So yeah, it's actually pretty good. Also by the wall, that's going to be your strongest wall spot option. So yeah, it is really good. Really consistent option. So one of the better moves. If it was 12, it would probably be broken, but as a 13, it's okay. Okay, set state. If you want to enter in without an attack, you just do forward 3. If you want to enter in with an attack, you do forward 4. So remember, during your combo, you can hold forward and then tap 4 to do buffered option. Otherwise, if you do forward 4, you're going to get the wrong input, so just keep that in mind. Your options with forward 4 have to be very deliberate. Now, the nice thing on block, it is -5, but if we transition into set, we're actually +3. Which is huge because I don't know why she has this, to be honest. So what that actually means is, as we talked about with power crushes and so on and so forth, if your opponent tries to challenge you with a power crush, it's completely off the table. So for instance, I'll go for our I-16 power crush here. So we'll use that to challenge set entrance. So while we would beat an option like set 2, if we go for the spicier set 3, it's a counter launcher. There's simply no frames for the Jin player here to win. So that's, again, because we're +3 into set, and set 3 is 18. So it's the perfect frame data to beat an I-16 Power Crush. And as talked about, the set 3 is a counter launcher. And then from here, just, again, so we can do a super simple combo. And then, yeah, whatever you want. So, yeah. So I don't know why 4-4 is plus into set, but it is. To be honest, it probably has always been like that. It's just something I didn't know. But there is one major change with 4-4 set. And so as talked about, we're -1, but if we go into set, we're +7. If we block, we're -5. But if we go into set, we're +3. The same is true if we do 4-4 into set. We actually turn this into +15. So that allows for our set 1+2 to be a guaranteed link. Now, you don't have to go just for that. Technically, you could always go for set 1-2 on counter hit sort of thing. I don't know why you'd want to, or set 2, which also doesn't wall splat. So yeah, set 1+2 is going to be the go-to. That's especially because set 1+2 is also safe on block. But as we showed earlier, that also means this is a completely full launcher as well. So, I mean, what's not to like about it? 4-4 on counter hit is a knee, so right, you can't even sabaki it either. And then the set 1+2 is guaranteed. Also, similarly by the wall, heat engager, complete wall splat, full combo. Also really, really good. So, yeah, that's brand new to Tekken 8, and you definitely feel it. Okay, 4+2 is the move that most people are kind of complaining about. This is a long-range heat engager. Now, it is 17 and kind of similar to the other one. The range isn't good for 17, so you're not going to use this to punish Paul Death Fist and stuff like that. Also, it's too slow to punish like Heihachi 4-4-2. But the nice thing is on block, this move is completely safe. Also, can you sidestep this one? I can't remember. I have a feeling you can. I'll do sidewalk. Okay, no, this one does tend to track. So actually, because it's a double strike attack, okay, we can sidewalk it to the left, but that's about it. But yeah, similar to set 1+2, this is also a full launcher with our heat dash cancel. So there is major value to it. So forward 1+2, again, safe on block. And of course, with heat dash cancel, it's at least +7, but we get a full combo afterwards. Now, what's spicy about this move is that it does hit flinch. I can't remember the situation where you would do it. But yeah, this is the strongest flinch catching option she does have. Where if they're on a ground state, they hit, they move. This does a lot of damage, actually. It's the strongest option, but oftentimes against grounded, you want to use the option like QCF 1+2 or QCF 2. But yeah, a decent range, weapon-based attack. You can't sabaki it, reverse it, so on and so forth. And most importantly, safe on block. So, okay, forward 3+4 is a weird move. Basically, this is kind of designed to be used as filler. That will put him to back turn state. I don't think technically this is an SAT, but the idea kind of remains there. And actually, I'll do a rep here just to be safe. Okay, we can, yeah, so yeah, that does not count as an SAT option. What's kind of weird about this move? So on hit, we're plus frames. So back turn launcher. But on block, this is -5 into back turn. It's also completely safe on block. Furthermore, you might think you could duck it. No, this completely jails. And I don't know why. It's kind of spicy. And does she jump during the first hit? Yeah, I don't know if she's technically airborne or not. Probably not, but that would be even like the... No, she's definitely standing. Okay. I'm saying if this was also airborne, holy shit, would be really, really strong. So yeah, not the worst thing. I mean, a safe option. And then again, for, back turn wall splat, I mean... Not horrible. I was really expecting this to be really unsafe, and yeah, it doesn't tend to be, so it's pretty good. Okay, talking about really good moves. So, of course, we have everyone's favorite, just like down forward 1 jab. I might as well talk about that first. So on block, we're only -2. Of course, -2 allows for anything you want to. Power Crush, Heat Burst, Rage Art, any sort of trick. Now, down forward 1-2-2 is NCC. By the wall, this also leads to a complete wall splat. Now, down forward 1-2-2 on block is -14, so against a character like Jin, we will die. But the fact you can confirm it means you're never actually going to be -14. But the caveat being, the catch, is that on block, down forward 1-2 by itself is also -10. Okay, so yeah, it is also NC from the second hit. So you can also use this as a flinch catch to keep your opponent on their toes. And furthermore, if your opponent doesn't have a wall stand 14, it's also really, really good to catch them. Just do it anyway. Who cares? But yeah, that's a decently good attack. Again, full unscaled wall splat launcher is pretty good. Also, if the opponent is not on the wall, wow, even that. If they're not quite on the wall, we still get a guaranteed follow-up and a wake-up. So if we don't get the wall splat, we still get at least the steel pedal effect with like or a ground hit option. Because her steel pedals, we'll talk about it later, are kind of gone. But yeah, it's kind of interesting nonetheless. But yeah, really good attack. One of Kunimitsu's key attacks that you better have control of. Down forward 1-3 is NCC. Doesn't do anything. Now, oops, let's go ahead and put him on guard. Now, I believe this still launches, right? So we still have the filler there. The old filler used to be like 3+4. Yeah, probably still get that. So that's probably your strongest filler option. Now, of course, naturally, this is a non-jailing high. So just duck it and launch it. Also, yeah, it looks like she still has the delay somewhat. It doesn't feel nearly as good. But of course, if they get clipped, it doesn't matter because they're going to, yeah, eat the 3. But of course, again, it does require counter hit, so. Yeah. Against an airborne opponent, this is a 2-hit spin. So if your preferred combo wants you to have a wall hit and then initiate a spin, that's, sorry, 1 hit into spin, that works. She has probably better options to go for. But again, if you want it, it's okay. Down forward 1 into our down 2 string naturally. Still guaranteed. But the nice thing is, even though it's a high, yeah, it's still very, very consistent as a wall ender. Unlike Crouch Dash 2, which we'll talk about later. But yeah, at least it has a little bit more value there as well. So not the worst thing in the world. It's mostly gimmicks, but at the same time, it will tend to keep your opponent honest when you have down forward 1-2 and delay it and hit them and wall splat them. And yeah, the fact you can delay this and still clip them, you know, the hesitation frames on a tool like down forward 1-3 makes down forward 1-2 even stronger. So it's really important to understand that. Okay, down forward 2 is, as talked about, her I-15 standing Punisher. What's interesting or important of note is in this game, this is -14. So this used to be -13, if I remember correctly, in older games. That is a big issue. So it is worse on block, but there's a bonus. And the bonus is this actually launches crouchers now. Originally in Tekken 7 for 15, you would have to use hop kick. Now you don't have to pick down forward 2 or hop kick. Down forward 2 technically is better than hop kick in this game. So yeah, but it launches crouchers. So you are 1 frame worse on block, but also now launching crouchers is really, really good. So that's massive. As talked about, this also has really, really good range. It's a weapon-based attack, so there's no reversals or sabakis. You're playing against Asuka, you think she's going to go for a punch parry. I'm sorry. Crouch. Sorry, down forward 2, you're dead. See ya, my turn. So yeah, not horrible, but the 14 definitely hurts. But the buff to crouchers is improved. Okay, down forward 3-2 got nerfed, unfortunately. So on block, it's -15, it's death. As you see in the red there, you can cancel by tapping down. Hesitation frames, so we can either go for full crouch 1+2, or hesitation frames into wall stand 3 to catch our opponent ducking. And then our full combo afterwards, naturally, right? Now, the issue here is that down forward 3-2 doesn't actually knock down anymore, and there's no launcher component. So it's only ever +1. Now, the nice thing, it's a weapon-based attack, so that means no low reversal, no parry, no low parry, stuff like that. They have to actively guard it, but it is kind of problematic that it doesn't do anything anymore. Now, the nice thing is this is fully NC. You can kind of hit confirm it during the animation by doing down forward 3 and cancel if you see they block it. The only issue, again, is that there's no knockdown. So realistically, why would you want to use it? So instead, you're realistically want to use down forward 3 as just a really long-range sort of poke instead. Safe on block, good range. Yeah, it's, again, really good range for this short-ass character. There are better punishes, you know, quote-unquote, for 17. Again, at that range, Crash Dash 2 on 14 is perfectly fine. But the counter-hit wake-up option makes it spicy for you to kind of confirm it. But, again, it's now worse on... it's worse as an option because it's pretty bad, so... Okay, down for 3+4 is going to be one of our safe ways to enter into back turn. On block, it is -2, so we have even stronger options from this position. But, yeah, counter hit doesn't do anything special. It is a jumping attack, so I don't believe you can reverse this, as she does the handstand. So I don't think you can reverse this one. But it's okay. It's a decent poke, decent range, because she's advancing as she initiates it. And again, at the +5, we have the greatest hits, 1+2 on 14, 1 on 11. From there, 1-4, hard commit, back turn 3, I think they're going low. And if they think they're going to power crush, again, on that frame breakpoint, down 2 will beat any sort of power crush sort of thing. So there is some kind of juice to it. Yeah, this is yeah, the fact that again it's a jumping a kick that's safe on block, good range, really shouldn't be discounted. I'm kind of underselling it because I just know how strong this was in T7. The same issue stands here in Tekken 8. Okay, down 1 on block is +3. From +3, we can either go for wall stand 1 on 12, wall stand 1 on, or sorry, wall stand 4 on 11. What's spicy about down 1 though is that this leaves us in full crouch, but most importantly is +13. +13 allows for the wall stand 2-1. As you see there, that's 50 points of damage. And for context, you only have 200 health, so 50 points of damage is a quarter of your health instantly gone off of a plus frame mid, which is really good. Against airborne, does cause a spike, but yeah, you don't get anything guaranteed. If you want to do a floor break, that's probably going to be the floor break you go for if you want a quick option. But yeah, the fact that this is on block, plus frames is really, really good. And the fact that they added the new component to it is also really good. Now, if you don't want to go for heat engager, at 12, you can go for wall stand 1-1, which does less damage. But yeah, the value of it, of course, is the heat engage, the wall splat. I mean, really good damage naturally. So super strong option, just made even better. Okay, down 2 is going to be your go-to sort of wall combo. So 1 jab, down for 1 into down 2 line. That's assuming you have no wall hits. As talked about, you could also have 1 wall hit, down for 1, down 2 line, full root. And then also, basically, if you've already used all your wall hits. No, Crash Dash 2 actually doesn't work here, so I was going to talk about that later. Let's see, what do I want to go for? Now, back 3-4 also wouldn't work. Okay. But yeah, basically, if you have used your 2 hits into a spin, yeah, you're going to want to use down 2 immediately. So on block, down 2-1 is -12. Down 2-1-2 is -12. And then finally, the final hit's -13. So there is some punishability to it. Also, I think even on... Okay, so third hit, the fourth hit's guaranteed. But yeah, second hit is not guaranteed. So if you want to let it rock, I mean, -13 is not bad. Also, it's a weapon-based attack, so it could be worse. But oftentimes, you're not going to use this as a poke. You're only going to use this as your wall ender of choice. Okay, down 3-4-1 is the low-high kick. What's interesting in this game, unlike a lot of other characters whose low-highs have become better, Kunimitsu's low-high, her down 3, unfortunately, is still a non-jailing option. So what that means, if you go for down 3-4, they duck it and launch it. Now, what's important to note is down 3 is 16. So anytime you're at +1, you could challenge a power crush by going for down 3-4-1, which is completely hit confirmable. But as talked about, this is non-jailing, so they can duck it and launch you quite easily. So it's not the best thing to beat power crush, but it is on the table. Now, as an ender, this technically does work as an ender. The issue is, in my testing, you can't actually use it post SAT. So I can't go for this. This actually, I take it back, will probably work. Yeah, there's few enough hits, but the longer the combo, the less likely you're going to get value out of it. Yeah, see, the 4 drops out there. Although if we do the very same combo and just simplify it, getting rid of the SAT line, it does still work. Now, what's important to note is that the kunai attack has 2 variations on it. So it has the variation where you hold back or hold neutral, and she does a kick flip off of you. Or you can hold forward and do the old style attack where she teleports through you. It's important to note, regardless of the animation on this down 3-4 one, notice how there is no floor break or wall break marker here. So even when you use this directly by the wall, it's not the best example, I'll do the other version. So even by the wall, this doesn't actually break the wall. So it's just an ender to the combo. But yeah, again, the fact that it's this non-jailing high kind of kills its usability. I was expecting it to be a jailing option, but that's fine. Okay, down plus 2, as talked about, used to be her old full crouch down forward 2. Now it's simply performed as down plus 2 by itself. On hit, it's plus 0. On block, it is minus 14. Although on counter hit, it turns into that plus 15G. Of course, it's 15G, so your opponent can guard any sort of incoming attack like wall stand 3 on 15. So they are forced to mix up there. The issue, though, for your opponent is that we now have the down 1 plus 2 off of full crouch, which is really, really strong to help complement her wall stand 3 game as well. So they got rid of this as her full crouch mix up and added a new one instead, which is super nasty. But yeah, this is really good. I think it's like CS not 6, so you can use this as an advancing tool. Look at that. I mean, look at the range on this move, dude. So yeah, if they want to mash out highs, yeah, you can just challenge them with down plus 2. It's on the table. But yeah, really, really good move. Obviously, it's a weapon-based attack, so no low parry, no low reversal, anything like that. So pretty good. Okay, down 3 plus 4 is her Power Crush. It is a mid option. So this is what it does normally. When you absorb an attack, it has a couple extra hits. Notice how it says -5, though. So while it does wall splat the opponent, it doesn't actually lead to a combo because you're negative afterwards. On block, yeah, -13. Also, I wonder if this kind of anti-airs. I kind of feel like it might actually anti-air with the fireballs. Kind of similar to like Shang Tsung from Mortal Kombat. Yeah, not bad. I assume this OTGs, you know, I didn't even test that, to be honest. Let's go ahead and quickly test that option. Yeah, okay. I mean, yeah, so we don't get the wall break, which would have been hella crazy, but okay, at least we have something, I suppose. Not the worst thing, but okay, that's fine. Okay, so yeah, so full root is completely safe on block. What's important to note is that when you do down back 2 itself, you actually lead into FC. So from this, oftentimes people don't really expect you to enter into full crouch, and then you can go for an option like full crouch down, you know, 1 plus 2 again. If you want to keep it safe, you can kind of mix it up with down back 2-4, which is also safe. Now the overhead attack, I think, has plenty of time to be parried in power crush and whatnot. But the spicy part about it is, let's say your opponent somehow gets fully clipped by it. So we get knocked down, but notice how we're plus 15. So we can either go for duck jab into forward 4 options for crouch cancel, or we can go full root into CD 1 plus 2, which also works as our full crouch I-14 launcher as talked about. So there is some sort of spice to it, this move, but again, more often than not, you're going to see down back 2 into full crouch as part of the mix up there. So it's not bad. Not bad at all, definitely. And then again, down back 2-4 also being safe on block. A safe 16 frame poke. Not the worst thing in the world. So one of the better strings, and again, you're almost certainly going to see it if you play against a Kunimitsu who has been playing for quite some time. Okay, down back 3, I-18 low, basically invisible. You can also perform this at a full crouch by tapping down back 3. Sorry, yeah, hold full crouch, down back 3. Important to note that you can cancel the 3 by tapping 4. You can only cancel the second hit, so keep that in mind. Second hit, the 5th hit. Also, you can do Slap You Silly, which can also be canceled into back 3. And likewise can also be canceled, oops, in the 4. Although a little bit timing required. There you go. Cancel into our 4 attack. So there are some kind of shenanigans there. But yeah, the full crouch down back 3 is so good. The fact you can hold it and go for it in high crush the whole time. They have to guess. In certain matchups, it's definitely worse. Like, for instance, against Brian or, yeah, Brian's probably the best example. Or I guess technically even Yoshi. You leave yourself susceptible to counter punishment. So in those positions, sometimes you don't actually want to end with down back, the 4 cancel. Because then you can't be counter hit launched. Just keep in mind, though, if your opponent predicts that, as you see there, we actually become launch punishable on our down back 3. So there is risk involved. There is metagaming and mind games at play. But yeah, more often than not, you're going to want to cancel it with the 4 to keep yourself safe. Okay, down back 4 is an invisible low poke option. On block, it's only -12, so it's not the worst thing in the world. On hit, it's +0, but on counter hit, we turn into our +8 option. So fairly nasty. And of course, in that position, we can go for like forward +2 if we think they're going to disrespect us or whatnot, or down +2, think they're power crush, so on and so forth. The world is your oyster. Yeah, completely invisible low, just annoying as shit. And as you see there, the range is actually surprisingly good for, again, this short ass character. And now on top of that, she still has down back 3, so it doesn't really matter. Yeah, decently good. Okay, Slappy Silly. It's just to set up back 1 into down back 3. That's like the whole idea behind this move. You could technically use it against Airborne, but like, why? Why would you want to use that against Airborne, right? So, although I guess you could do Crouch Dash 2. Okay, that's a horrible combo, but okay, sure, why not? Okay, as talked about, this move used to be really strong in Tekken 7. This used to be a homing power crush. Now it's neither. It's nor power crush nor homing. Now, important though, on counter hit, this turns to a crumple stun launcher. So from there, we have all the time in the world. You can go for whatever launcher type you want. You're going to do big damage. Also, even though it lost its homing, it also isn't horrible as an anti-step tool. So at -5, we lose. But at +6, it still fully tracks both ways. And furthermore, if your opponent steps to the left, it's always going to hit, period, sort of thing. I think even on block, it hits there. So it doesn't home, but it still is really consistently beating against our sidestep left. Now, as talked about, the main juice on this is just the back 2 being a counter launcher. Also, the weapon-based attack. So similarly, no sabakis, no reversals, or anything like that. So it is effectively a free attempt. But yeah, no wall splat, no wall crush, no homing, no power crush. It's okay as a tracking tool. But again, there are better things like stand 3 or QCF 1+2, which we'll talk about. Okay, back 3-4 is just mostly shenanigans. It's shenanigans because ultimately, the issue with back 3-4 is it doesn't really do anything. So by the wall, it just puts him to a flop state. Also by the wall, it's -20 with like less pushback, but even open field, I think in this game, it doesn't have nearly as much pushback. Yeah, I think a lot of advancing 15s are going to win here. Like Dragunov down 4-2 and yeah, Kuni down 4-2 are going to miss, but like Electric probably hits here. But yeah, it's just shenanigans. Now, furthermore, on block, back 3 is also -10. And then furthermore, beyond that, back 3-4 doesn't really do anything on counter it anyway. So there is no major trap. Now, this is a jumping attack, so I guess technically you can't reverse it. But the fact that, again, it's -20, which would then set up like maybe Asuka or June 4-2, right? You're asking for trouble. But yeah, the really killer part is just the fact that it doesn't cause that wall splat. Now, against an airborne opponent, I think this does break the floor. Yeah, but again, look at the damage is so poor, you probably want to use down 1 or something like that anyway, or set up 4-4 as we talked about earlier. We'll get to the full set line in a little bit. Now, inversely, back 4-3 is what back 3-4 really wishes it was. So not only is back 4 by itself, back turn entrance, safe on block, -8 unfortunately, so there is better counterplay. But there is the threat of the final hit hitting. So unlike back 3-4, which doesn't wall splat, back 4-3 does fully wall splat for a combo. Also against open field, on counter hit, the second hit allows you to guarantee the kunai throw. Now on block, unfortunately, it is fairly death. But again, the mix-up on this move is really what makes it really juicy, right? The fact that you can enter in back churn, down option, back churn, stealing, whatever, is spicy. Also, the fact it's NC wall splat makes it significantly stronger. Also, against an airborne opponent, not only do we have back churn filler, single hit, as talked about, but we can also, by the wall, use this as a single hit, wall hit into a spin line if you want to do that yourself. So, for instance, back 4-3, down 4-1, into down 2 line, or, yeah, Bob's your uncle. But yeah, not that bad. I think most people are going to get more value out of back 4 entrance for filler, because the damage itself is pretty good for filler anyway. So, okay. Back 1+2. So, I have thoughts about this move. So, first and foremost, similar to like everything else that Kuni has, this move just does not track whatsoever. Like, straight up, this does not track. It's not even good. Furthermore, one of the weirder things is, as talked about, it says throw on ground hit. So it doesn't do anything against airborne. You get a wall splat, wall push, but doesn't do anything. Also, as you notice, attack throw. Even though we hit the wall, notice how there's no green indicator? That means this doesn't even break the wall. So I don't know what it's for. Now, what I suspect, because I didn't actually test it. So it is I-15. Obviously, for 15, you want to use down 4-2, up 4-3 for 15, right? Back 1+2. Now, the nice thing, back 1+2 on block. Completely safe, sure. But I believe this move is designed to be used just like Victor 1+2. So I think this is a weapon-based attack. So she's doing the hilt of her Hidachi. So I think that's what it's supposed to do. It's supposed to beat Sabakis and parries. So it is a safe way to beat reversal and stuff like that. I believe that's what it's designed for. The issue, again, is it doesn't do anything otherwise. It just feels misplaced and doesn't really fit any part of her kit. And also, furthermore, I was like, okay, well, maybe this is like her old back 1+2, which had like a Sabaki. Nah, it doesn't even Sabaki. So they can just mash out their jab in between you and still beat you in that position. So, yeah, I'm kind of lost on this move. But again, I think it's just to beat reversal. But in a similar vein, this is a weapon. It beats reversal. This is a knee. It beats reversal. So, okay. I mean, if you compare this move versus like Miyaruzu 1+2, which is a heat engager launcher that's I-15 safe on block, right? This is like what Miyaruzu 1+2 should be, and I don't quite understand, but maybe someone else out there has more insight into this character. Yeah, as usual, we don't have any notes, so this is all off the dome. So maybe I'm missing something. I don't know. Okay, disengage is just her back churn state. If you want to enter the back churn, it's back 3+4. Important to note that unlike other characters who can do back 3+4 and then like cancel stance, it doesn't work that way for Kunimitsu. So at a back churn, if you do back 3+4, we get the parry instead. So to cancel out of back churn, don't sway, just hold back. That's realistically what you're going to do. You can also tap forward to turn around faster. Conversation for a different day for higher level players. But yeah, you don't mash back 3+4 to get out of back churn. So against a rage art, just hold back. Don't try to muscle memory your way into doing a bad input. So yeah, that's how you enter the BT. Okay, up back 2 is her unblockable, very linear. It is a weapon attack, but it's unblockable, hence the exclamation point there, sort of thing. But yeah. It's mostly just gimmicks. You think your opponent's closed up? Okay, up back 2. As you see there, the range is dog shit. Even worse than it was in older games. That's impressive. Wow. But yeah, okay, sure. Whatever. It's an unblockable, you know. She technically has another unblockable too. We'll talk about it in a little bit. Okay, up back 3 is how you... I tend to call these type of moves side teleport. They're basically just highly, highly evasive options. You can also perform this at a BT by doing up back 3. Also important to note that she recovers in... Oh, does she not recover in FC anymore? Oh, no. Okay, no, there's no FC here. Oh, is that it? E7? I could swear she recovered in full crouch. Okay, so it's just a side teleport, but not super, super good because there is no full crouch shenanigans to complement this kit. But note, it can be performed at a back turn. Okay, up back 3+4 is her stagger launcher. Now, against a standing opponent, it leads to a spin launcher, 35 damage, as talked about. You can also perform this out of full crouch with up back 3+4 to cancel out of stance or cancel full crouch. Important to note that mid-combo, it doesn't actually lead to a launcher extension. So if you haven't used spin in your combo, that's going to be the end of your combo there. Cause single hit of wall break. So we don't get a wall combo, but we will get a wall splat to possibly break the wall. Now, as talked about, because you can thread this in post SAT, it's very, very consistent to end your combo like that. But I might as well note one thing I did, one little quirk I noticed with Kunimitsu here in up back 3+4. And this kind of stems from the fact that for the most part, she doesn't really have steel pedal options. So if I knock the opponent down, we have down 3+4, we have 4-4-2, we have QCF2, but notice how these aren't steel pedals. These are all the flip away, roll away style attacks. So we can go for up back 3+4, but it doesn't actually hit the opponent. But kind of similar to Nina, if we go for set 3+4, it does hit grounded. I don't know why that is. I assume it's because she invades her hitbox with the set entrance. But yeah, you can't steel pedal with this, but you can steel pedal with this. But notice, same thing, it's not a true steel pedal. Notice how far the opponent is away from us. Also, we can't even go for an option like down for 2 that, crouch dash 2, which also does not steel pedal. So yeah, she lost her steel pedal. 4-4-2 doesn't do it anymore. So I don't know what it is anymore, but that's a nice little or interesting quirk I had seen. But yeah, this is going to be your big launcher option every single time. I don't know what you want to go for. Oh, whoops, I want to heat dash cancel that one, but whatever, it doesn't really matter. You understand the point. But yeah. The also nice thing with this move, that it's not immediately apparent, the range on this move is really fucking good. So even if they do a big whiff, kind of similar to Divine Cannon, same thing with Nina, we do have this like really good fucking range, 19. So of course on block it's death. I mean, that should be obvious to everyone. You're minus 17, right? But it doesn't matter. Backdash away, up back 3+4. Yeah, I mean, really, really good. Important to note that you can also perform this as set 3+4. So that does still give you the same standing animation. It's just more often than not, you're going to see this as a wall breaker ender. Instead, if you don't want to do a floor break with a option like, again, set up 4-4 instead. So, World's Your Oyster. Okay, up 2 is an interesting move. So this is a 35 frame low, which is awesome. So you can cancel by holding down. Now, of course, on block it's death, right? Minus 16. We can fake them out by going to FC and then mix them up. Low option, of course, or wall stand 3 cancel to catch them off guard. But what's interesting about this, so as talked about, they nerfed down forward 3-2. So just single +1, but up 2 still retains its counter launcher property on it. So on hit, we're not just +6, but we also have the counter hit, threading line there as well. So not bad. Also, the mind games around up 2 are really good. It's one of those moves that's just slow enough to throw your opponent's timing off and then force some sort of full crouch 50-50 as well. And on top of it, hey, you know what? It's a jumping low. Again, you can't low parry it, you can't reverse it, nothing like that. And it's counter launcher. So there are worse moves than that. And the fact you can cancel it, again, is pretty good. Okay, up 3+4 is a spicy move. So very similar to to Yoshimitsu. We have a launching pickup option. But what's nasty about this move is the fact that it's active for so many frames. If you just do flash sidesteps, you're going to have to guard into it. And on top of that... that missed, though. I tested this earlier, and it always would work. Okay, never mind. It doesn't matter, because ultimately, if they read it and they sidewalk, they're always going to get to your side or to your back. So there is, of course, major downside to it. But it is like Yoshi's, where it has like weird kind of phantom tracking on it. And as you see there, it also has plus frames. So not only is the natural launcher that low crushes like an orbital, right? It's also plus. What's not to like about this move? So yeah. But yeah, this move is still really good. Active for so many frames. Like I said, you can sidestep into it and still get clipped. Really annoying. And then furthermore, the fact that it's plus frames on top of everything is really, really good. Okay, up back 1. Up back 1, up 1, or up forward 1. They're all the same attack. If you can find a use for this attack, I am all ears. So here in this example, they're like, oh, hey, look at that, right? You were cool. We get this bounce bait. The issue is it never hits. And then furthermore, it's a high, but it's like really high. So it only ever acts as like an airborne attack. Now, if you were to get a high splat, oh, look at that. See, it still misses. So now I do know where it does work. So this is the only situation I found. So if you do 4-2-3 and do our normal combo, right? We do 57 damage. Now, if we do 4-2-3 into up forward 1, hey, that's a lot more damage. So that's the only situation I found that works. This is Kunimitsu's strongest wall splat, or sorry, strongest tornado spin post wall splat. And again, notice how 4-4-2 doesn't cost us any wall hits. Back 4-3 costs us 1 wall hit, right? So on and so forth. Down forward 1-3 also costs us 1 wall hit. But most importantly, up forward 1 also does not cost any wall hits. So during this animation, he gets teleported, or sorry, exploded midair, no wall hits. Again, that sort of animation, if you kind of remember anything about T7, this is like the same animation as her old Rage Drive. So that's ultimately what this move is her old Rage Drive. But out of a really shitty move, which is up forward 1. Now, I suppose if you knew the opponent's going airborne, you could anti-air them with this, which is a launcher. Also, if you listen to the sound, and I'll shut up. So she goes, ba, right, explosion. Listen to this. It's the same attack. So that's ultimately where the move like kind of stems from. So I don't know if Namco wanted this to be canned, or if they wanted up back 3+4 and then allowed you for up back 1. I don't know. But it's literally the same noise. It's the same attack. Again, the issue is just it's super high. Like, it will never work against any opponent ever unless they by some chance go airborne. But you would need the reeds of reeds, right? This I-16 high. I mean, come on. So maybe if they bring back Akuma and he goes for Demon Flip 4 or some shit, Demon Flip 3 mix up, right? Okay, maybe, but that's about it, man. We're luckily we're not at that point yet, but if you know a combo that this works open field, I am all ears, but I've only found this situation. That is it. Literally the only situation where it lands, in my experience. And I tested it, man. I tested it. Okay, up forward 2 is a move that's just really, really fucking bad. It's really bad because it's a jumping mid, allows for a ground hit option guaranteed. The issue, though, with up forward 2, not only can we not cancel it, on block, it's -14. Where the fuck are you supposed to ever use this sort of move? Now, it does have a little bit of tracking to it, but again, it's just a jumping weapon-based attack that's just really, really punishable. Now, if it was the 15 option, right, on hit that allow for a launcher, sure, I can understand it being an orbital that's -14, but yeah, there are literally better attacks than this. You shouldn't be using this move. There might be a fringe case that it's decent at, but I don't know. It's slow. It's punishable. I would say for the most part, just forget that move exists. Okay, up forward 3 is a move that was changed. Originally, she would do up forward 3, and it was a single knee. And then in order to get the second knee hit, this hit here, you'd have to up forward 3-4. The issue was because the timing of the attacks were different, it was harder to punish up forward 3 because you're expecting up forward 3-4. Namco got rid of it. Up forward 3 is now up forward 3-4. So as you've seen multiple times already today, this is your filler option that allows you for pretty consistent pickup and carry and stuff like that. So that's going to be your likely option. Now, what's important to note is because while this is +20, up forward 3 by itself is +18. So we can't do up forward 3 into up forward 3. That simply doesn't work. So instead, you're going to use a forward 4 set line for that position, or crouch dash 2 post up forward 3. So the nice thing is it has really good range. You see there, it actually, I think, technically has more range than down forward 2. Yeah, look at that. So that's really good for -13 only, because ultimately this is still a -13 hop kick. And again, it's a hop knee, so there's no... I guess technically there's no reversals anyway against jumping attacks, but whatever. You understand my point. There's no special sauce to beat it anyway. So it's really good. I'm really glad that they normalized up forward 3 to be consistently punishable. So, okay, up forward 4 is a safe knockdown attack. On block, I think -8. Yeah, -8. Knockdown option, QCF2 guaranteed. Similar to what we had talked about earlier, if we are by the wall. This does turn into a full launcher. What's interesting of note is that here we can get a spin extension, but here you can't. And I suspect that's probably because during this animation, we're picking him up and then splatting him and then getting the tornado spin afterwards. But that's something to note. We'll talk about it sort of later. But yeah, it's not bad. It does track to her left, does not track to her right, so there's plenty of counterplay. But it's not bad. Jumping attack, you can't reverse it. So okay, up for I might as well just show these ones. So up forward 3, 2 is the upward jumping teleport into low option. Similar to the other one, up forward 3, 2 also has the counter launching component on it, sort of thing. Similarly, though, to the other one, equally death on block. Yeah, so you are risking your life there. Now, what's interesting about this one and whatnot is the fact that you don't actually cancel into the teleport. You just do the teleport, and then you can cancel it afterwards. So you don't do kind of like a cat mix-up. It's just a timing-based mix-up. So the up forward 3, 2 is complemented by the kick, and while the kick is faster, it's not like a 13 framer versus a 25 framer. It's definitely closer, but you can still fuzzy it. But yeah, that's your kind of go-to option. Yeah, no wall splat, and then I think on block, I can't remember, this one plus? Okay, it's negative, but yeah, it has a guard stun animation on it. And then finally, she can do the up forward 3+4 into cancel teleport, into the flip away option, the old up 3 or up 4, whatever it was. Which I don't think she technically has anymore, come to think of it. I remember that being in their movelet. Okay, 442 used to be her steel pedal attack. On natural hit, this does cause a wall splat. On block, this is -12. And then on counter hit, it now causes a more traditional launcher. This used to flip the opponent towards you in a weird direction. So you'd have to do like 442 into crouch dash 2. But nowadays, with that type of animation, yeah, you can just go for your typical forward 4 line. It's always going to consistently work there, so you don't have to worry about that. Against ground opponent, it does kind of cause flip over, but the steel pedal component on it is gone, so it kind of gets rid of her Oki. So it's not nearly as strong as it used to be in T7, but yeah, just be sure to punish it. The range on it, of course, advancing attack is really good, but that's about it. There are better, safer wall splatting options with longer range to go for. Okay, Raging Blizzard, 4-4-4-2. This move used to be really good in Tekken 7. This is 10 frames. The issue is on block, -17, so you are dead if you block it. But it is a super good punisher. So actually, technically, if your opponent goes for even like a safe flow, let's say Asuka, like back 1. For example, I'm just going to do like down 4, -12, right? So cool. We get wall stand 1-1 punish, but we can also cancel it. The issue is you have to be really fucking fast, and I'm messing it up. There we go, 10 frame. So in theory, even if they go for a safe low that's only -10, therefore you have to like duck jab it. Like for instance, another example would be like Heihachi Hell Sweep. The second hit of low is a -10 option. Like that, you could technically I-10 it, punish it. It used to be really good in Tekken 7 because wake-up kicks were -12. And as talked about, she doesn't have a 13 frame. Her 13 frame is her wall splat. Her 12 frame isn't. So you'd have to punish the lows with a 4-4-4-3 or 4-4-2 instead. So kind of cool attack. It is a jumping attack. It is a knee. So it's like doubly good. Evidently it's a high, but I think it jails. So I don't think you can actually duck it. I guess it's more of a make it worse on whiff sort of thing, yeah, than that. So it's one of those, yeah, okay, sure. Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. Super advanced technique. I would recommend staying away from it. Stick with the basics. 10 frame, 12 frame. 13 frame, you know, whatever, 15. Just do the basics. Don't go too hard into the paint there. Now, a move you should go hard in the paint with is the Tensho Kaisen. So her I-14 option. So even though you see there's a crouch dash input, she doesn't actually have a crouch dash. So what that means, they just kind of obfuscated the move to make it harder to perform. But because there is no crouch dash for her, this is a true 14 frame block stun attack. So that's huge. So in theory, I'm going to do Jin 1+2, which is -14 on block. And we'll go ahead and launch punish it first try. Oops. There you go. Punish. I-14. Easy peasy. So unlike a Mishima character where you have to, you know, time your forward buffer, you have to time the wave dash input on the 0 frames and do your crouch dash too, you just mash this shit practically. And as talked about, you can also perform it at a full crouch as well to equally get it -14. So, of course, on block, as we talked about, this is death. So just keep in mind, similar to up back 3+4, your opponent is going to launch punish you. The nice thing is this animation is fairly sudden strike, whereas up back 3+4 is like very obviously -17. So your opponent will have a little more time to play with to punish that move versus crouch dash 2. But yeah, as we talked about, the range on it's really good, right? She's the short-ass character with this like really long-range 14-frame punisher. Only issue, it does cost instant spin, but it does work for filler tools as well to make your combo potential fairly really good right out the gate. Also, evidently, this chip on block. Cool. But yeah, really, really good attack. Of course, it is also a weapon-based attack, so there's no parrying, no reversals or anything. Very cool move. I highly recommend you learn it. Okay, so Savage Kunai Throw. We can either do the retreating version, or we can hold forward, teleport through the target. As talked about, this is now consistently -13. Again, even at near tip range, it's still -13. So that used to have significantly more pushback. Now, if we go a little bit further, we do have that pushback still. But most of the time with the kunai throw, it is not a safe attempt. Now, what's cool about this move, which hasn't really become a thing quite yet, but when she does the kunai throw, it's not just a projectile, but it's essentially a advancing hitbox sort of attack right away. So what that means is as soon as the kunai hits the opponent, even if they're doing an attack or a fireball or something, it will transition to the attack throw right away. So that means as soon as it hits the opponent, it's frame 0 invulnerable for Kunimitsu. So unless they block it, that will hit. Now, there is a bad part about the kunai throw in this game. So we'll do SAT into kunai throw, which is her most damaging single strike attack after SAT. The issue, though, you can't actually use it post set 1 anymore. Yeah, so that hit there, it drops out every time the longer the combo is. And also, furthermore, I mean, I'm hitting there, but I swear to God, what I think is going on is I think in order for the kunai to now link post set 1, you have to hit them later active frame on set 1. So this is active for 2 frames. I think you have to hit them on frame 11 for the kunai to be guaranteed. I think that's how it works now. Because I have seen this drop out so much in my testing, that the link in set 1 into kunai. Like, similar to her rage art, it just doesn't work consistently anymore. So it's probably better to stay away from the forward 4 buffered set 1 lines with kunai enders. In theory, it is more damage than the SAT line, but as I talked about earlier, the SAT line doesn't really allow for forward 4 set anyway, so more often than not, you're going to have to go for a manual set instead. So I'm going to go for this. Yeah, see, that's what often happens. It just completely drops out. And like I said, I think it's because it has to hit on the second active frame. And I don't think there's no way right now that I can tell to control it. In the future, it might be better optimized. But for now, I would highly, highly, highly recommend staying away from set 1 into kunai enders. So as talked about, hold forward to transition. Also, like we talked about, this does not cause a wall splat or wall break. So it's not good as an ender if you're by a wall that needs to be broken. It's better to end your combo again with the SAT up back 3+4 structure instead to break the wall. Similar idea, but 1 point less damage, but does lead to a wall splat wall break. Okay, QCF2, similar to Crouch Dash 2, is a 13 option. So this is a 13 frame Punisher. This is going to be most often used as your ground hitting option. What's important to note is unlike down forward 1, 2, 2, which is -14, this move is only -12, so it's actually pretty good to trap opponents too who aren't really familiar with her frame data. Otherwise, by the wall, natural wall splat. So it has some more better value as it is. So we do have access to that, and only -12, and also weapon-based attack. So not only do we have like really long range lunge, but again, no reversals, no sabakis, anything like that. You're going to go through it with your weapon-based attack. So really, really good attack. So even though on block you see there, so I guess we do chip damage. Okay. 1 or 2 points of chip. Okay. But yeah, they really, really important. You're going to be using the Quarter Circle 4-2 all the time. Every single time. Okay, we talked about this or alluded to it earlier. So we do have Stand 3-4 as our homing tool, but we also have this most important tool that she has. So down forward, or sorry, the Quarter Circle forward 1+2. Tracks both ways. And also, similar to how it was in Tekken 7, the range on it is really, really good. Now, the only issue is it doesn't seem to push back nearly as far. Notice how it puts him to a flop state right away. That's important to note. Although by the wall still leads to our full wall splat option. So also, in case I didn't make it obvious, the Quarter Circle forward 1+2 is also safe on block. So not only is it our best kind of homing or tracking tool, wall splat option, safe on block. It's a weapon-based attack, so same thing. No reversals, no parries, no sabakis or anything like that. Really, really strong option. It's a little bit worse than her T7 iteration, but at the same time, is a key move of hers, like bar none, like super, super important for her to use. So as talked about, the rank 2 on natural hit does transition to attack throw. So same as it used to do in older games. The only major difference now, though, is on block, it's actually +6. So originally, running 3 was her only kind of option, but I think her running 3 was also... It was very small plus advantage, but now she has a much scarier running 2 option. So, of course, you're going to want to go ahead and duck it. Also, yeah, I'm going to say, against Airborne, you don't get that attack throw, which would have been cool, but whatever, that's fine. But yeah, running 2 is significantly stronger with the new running change to her move. So, just when you thought, like, running 2 wasn't enough, she also, again, still has running 3, which I, like said, is now +3. I want to say it was 0 in Tekken 7. So originally when it came to like Kunimitsu, you wouldn't use running tools to pressure your opponent. They're more like, I'm going to beat your reversal, so I'm going to go for like a slash kick, right? But now it's like, okay, well now we actually have a plus frame game to kind of complement ourselves. Now it looks like she can also perform it as flip away 3 also. That's a legacy move of Kunimitsu 1. But yeah, now she has actual running pressure, and that's kind of scary because if she's anywhere near as strong as she used to be, that might be a real big problem. Okay, low. So, yeah, that looks that unblockable, the old Fortums 2, which I think is gone now, used to be a high, but that looks like it's a mid. But yeah, you're going to want to low reverse, high, high, low, that move right there. Okay, she has 2 taunts. I don't think you can cancel either of them. She has the fox ears. And then she has shows the sword. Like, that's about it. Yeah, these are the same taunts that she used to have. Key charge. Okay, for her wall standing options, she has wall stand 1-1 on 12. Of course, on block, this is no longer safe. They nerfed that in T7. Single hit on block is safe. Also, +8 is really nasty, but what happens if they mash in between the second hit? They get knockdown state to allow for Crouch Dash 2 to be guaranteed, or whatever steel pedal you want to go for. But as talked about, the steel pedals are gone, so Quarter Circle forward 2 is going to be the one you want for. But yeah, decent option for 12. For 13, this is a major buff, because Wall Stand 2 used to be a 14 frame option for Kunimitsu. Now it's 13. And then furthermore, not only do you get the heat engager, which is a wall splat, of course, But on block, it's only minus 13. So again, wall stand 2-4 was not just 14. It also used to be a high ender that transitioned to set state. Now we just have a very simple minus 13 double mid option. Of course, this is also weapon-based attacks. No reversals, no sabakis, no nothing. So really, really good. I mean, that's a major improvement to her kit. Wall stand 3 is her 15 frame launcher. Also has pretty good range, if I remember correctly. Yeah, not bad. You can also diagonal cancel with up forward 3 if you wish. But wall stand 3 is not bad. Similar structures to down forward 2, 4-4 set line, Bob's your uncle sort of stuff. But yeah, really, really good. As talked about earlier, we can go empty set, hold down, and then mix up an option like wall stand 3 to complement our full crouch pressure option. So this access to wall stand 3 is really, really crucial. And actually, that's a move that's not on the move list. So down 4-4, safe on block, kind of a decent range, not horrible range. I-12 kind of keep out. Your opponent wants to get cute with it. Okay, show them the down 4-4. Also, yeah, the damage not bad. Fucking 13 frame? Sure, why not? Okay, wall stand 4 is your typical snap kick. Safe on block. Against airborne opponent. Allows for combo extension. Here, there, I'll just do like simple one. But yeah, very good snap kick. Again, due to her body size, it actually has misleading range. So it's pretty good, pretty consistent. Okay, full crouch 1+2, brand new move in T8. This is a double low into an S mid. And then +5 at the back turn. On block, it's not even that bad. Only -12, and notice how she doesn't actually enter into back turn either. She automatically realigns to forward facing. So you don't even get even the back turn punishability at -12. Nah, straight up. Really, really good option. As you see there, the range also is really, really good. Okay, not that quite that good, but still. I mean, well, fuck it, still. Whatever. Back turn options, shenanigans, cancel, full crouch. Look at that. I mean, what's not to like there? And yeah, +5 back turn or only -12 on block. No low parries, no low reversals, no nothing either. Nasty, nasty move. Now on counter hit, I don't think it does anything. Yeah, still just +5, unlike her other lows. So it could be worse, but you know what? Okay, sidestep 2 is important. So you might think to yourself, I can go for sidestep 2. Well, there you go. So sidestep 2 automatically transition to back turn, so nothing is guaranteed. Also, against a airborne opponent, we could end with sidestep 2 1+2, but the spike doesn't guarantee for anything. We're left -3. They can wake up, but like QCF2 is not guaranteed anymore, so that's a big one. Now, what's important to note about sidestep 2? So sidestep 2 by itself is safe on block, -5 into back turn entrance. But on counter hit, it's +11, allowing for us to go for back turn 1-4 to be linked. Remember how I said that back turn 1 would come to play? Yeah, that's it right there. So it is weapon-based attack, same thing, safe on block, mix up back turn, +6 option. But the counter hit kind of takes it to the next level as a strong option. Of course, by the wall, heat engager leads to full wall splat. So even though the back turn 1-4 is not a heat dash cancelable sort of option, you know, small hit only, ground hit. By the wall, it does become spicier. Okay, and yeah, full root is not safe on block, so if you think they're going to immediately challenge back turn, you could just let the whole thing rock. Not that bad. I think even on counter hit, right? Yeah, the whole thing's guaranteed for +5. But yeah, you're realistically only going to be fishing sidestep 2 anyway in that position. Okay, and then finally, she has sidestep 4. Does have a clean range on it, so note that you will not knock down if you're far away. But from here, of course, forward 2, of course, naturally. I don't think there's any launcher. Yeah, nothing guaranteed otherwise. Even by the wall, I don't think nothing guaranteed. Yeah, we just get that little single hit ground option, but you're going to want to use QCF4 instead. QCF2, sorry. Of course, on block, this is complete death, so just don't let them see it, but not bad. The range on it is nice. It's just, again, it requires that clean range to get really any value out of the Will-O-Wisp. Will-O-the-Wisp, I like the name. Okay, I'll go more quickly through the back turn options because these are all identical. So similar to 1-1-1, off a back turn, it's performed as 1-2-1. Same thing, sidestep to the right, and then guard instantly to block it, -11 on block. Same thing as 1-1-2. It's now back churn 1-2-2. Safe on block, but sidesteppable. She also, again, has back churn 1-2-4. Same idea. Sidestep to the right to avoid the -3 on block, otherwise natural knockdown. Okay, so instead of committing to just back churn 1-4, which is 11, we can also do back churn 1-3. Now, what's important to note on back churn 1-3, so it is 11 again, but unlike forward 4, which transitions to +3, back churn 1-3 is not +3, it's only +1. So what that means is Power Crush is significantly stronger in this mix-up. So from that position, you're realistically going to have to cancel with set 1 to beat Power Crush. Or sorry, doesn't even beat Power Crush. But like you can't even go for set 3 because set 3, again, hits on 18. You will lose to a Heat Burst, Rage Art, stuff like that. So yeah, probably don't want to go into set. You could empty set to bait out Rage Art. That's about it. But otherwise, on block, it's not your turn. Now, on hit though, yeah, I mean, now we can talk. +6. Now, set 2 on 12 will beat Power Crush. Set 3 also wins there. Airborne hit. You can always go for set 1+2 on 15. Same thing. There is no fear from that position, sort of thing. So, yeah, I guess technically that would lose to Rage Art, but the point stands on everything else. So, but yeah, that is our mix-up. And then, as talked about, the next move will be back churn 1-4. Note it is a double high. Now, it is safe on block, but you can duck it. Okay, better than say +3, but you can duck it in launcher naturally. Yeah, non-jailing high, but it is also our heat engager outbeat. Okay, back churn 2 is I-18, I-19 Power Crush. This is her old up back 2, which now is completely gone. But yeah, it transitions only on hit. So if you're by the wall, and just take my word for it. I don't remember how I set it up. But basically, this only transitions to throw, as it talks about, on grounded position. But regardless if you absorb an attack or not, it still wins. Of course, please note that this is a high, so if they duck jab you, you're going to continue with the attack, and then they'll just launch punish you on whiff. So, not the best Power Crush, but she does have more safer shenanigans to mix up with her game. So, it's a little bit more high risk, medium reward than the other, like, you know, Lily and Raven and stuff like that, but she can make it work. Okay, back churn 3 is the Ninja 3 option. Low crush fairly quickly. I don't know the exact frame data. It probably is like JS6 or something. So if you think they're going to go low, knock them down with the back churn 3 option. Just be wary of the fact that, yeah, it's a little bit on the slower end, so that leaves you susceptible to not just Rage Art, but to a very simple Heat Burst, which will churn into a launcher. So it's kind of a curse and a blessing in that sense. So if your opponent has heat, probably better to stay away from it. Otherwise, you might get yourself killed by a bobble combo of some sort. Okay, back churn 4 is a homing attack. I don't think on block it's plus. No, it is +6. Also, as you see, you can transition into set stance by holding forward. Now, on a standing opponent, it does cause a flop state where course forward 2 is guaranteed. But if you want to hold forward into set, 3+4 will hit here, as talked about as your steel pedal. So that's the strongest option, but there are quite a few things you can go for. Like, for instance, even something simple like a set 4 also hits here. You notice how the damage actually is not that bad. So you're only, by you not committing to set 3+4, you're doing a little bit less damage, but it's not much less damage, sort of thing. I also think the back churn 4 is an SAT, but I haven't found a combo to consistently get value out of it. So if it SATs, it's going to be a little bit more inconsistent. But yeah, there probably is some line. Okay, there it is. So yeah, that would be your post-spin option. Although, let's see here. So that does 20, 18. So I guess technically, if you were to do like a combo like Asusena. Oh, I'll see that there's so far away though. But yeah, you could do a stronger SAT combo, but Yeah, for 2 more points of damage, which is going to turn into like 1 more point of damage at most, yeah, probably stay away from it unless you're doing early SAT combo with the back turn 4. Okay, back turn 1+2. This is her I-14 cancel. +7 on hit. It's basically a homing attack, so there's no sidestepping against it. Also, furthermore, on block, it's only -2. So again, that sets up perfectly your Power Crush options. You could even go for something stupid like Churn Steely options like that. Hell, even technically, you could go also for down +2, like Churn Steel with that as well. I mean, okay, if you think absolutely your opponent's going to duck, you have back turn 4 +2 on I-16. Now, on block, it's not the worst thing in the world. It's only -13, but still, it's not bad. Now, the nice thing, this is a weapon-based attack. So, same thing, no parry, no reversal, no sabaki, blah, blah, blah. But, yeah, your opponent wants to duck, you know, that's fine. They can duck right into your kunai or into your dagger, so that's okay. Perfectly fine. Similar to other back turn options, does have tracking problems. So you're going to want to step it anyway. Although maybe, yeah. I'm saying I don't think this tracks whatsoever, which I know I've kind of glazed over, but I figured I talked about it enough. Again, neutral, sidestep right, cat, sidestep left, set, sidestep right. That's it. That's the whole guide to beating her stances and options. That's it. So that's kind of why I've been fading away from talking about it, because it's like, yeah, nothing tracks. So you're good to go. So again, back 2 used to be her go-to. It was really good. I-17 option in this game. It was like really good, right? And they're like, oh, okay, they got rid of it, so that's fine. Okay, now this one, I haven't found the key to it yet. So as talked about, if we're plus frame, we think the opponent is going to heat burst. We can go for BT down 2, which on counter hit knocks the opponent down. Now, originally in Tekken 7, you do down back 2 and pick them up, but it doesn't seem to work anymore. So I don't think anything is guaranteed apart from quarter circle forward 2. So this move, for that reason alone, got super nerfed. It's only -13, you know, it's not horrible, but the fact that it doesn't launch anymore definitely hurts in the back turn meta play. So if there is some secret to landing this, please let me know in the comments. But like nothing hits here, so they can escape everything because they're stuck in that ground position. So nothing, to the best of my knowledge, is guaranteed. Even if they tech wrong, nothing is guaranteed. Now you can also end back turn by holding down. That still similarly doesn't give us any value to any sort of combo or bobble extension. I guess it's just shenanigans if your opponent wants to guess there. Okay, back turn down 4. Plus frame back turn option +5. Now on block, it is in this game, Tekken 7 and after, -14. But in actuality, you could low parry the second hit if you guard the first hit. So that's how you used to do in Tekken Tag 2. Guard the first down 4 off BT, low parry the second down 4 because it was safer or safe on block originally in Tekken Tag 2. So obviously, like I said, in T7, they nerfed this to -14. But yeah, it's a low crush option off back turn. It's a little bit more showy than down 2, but down 2 is definitely the better option if you read it. The difference, of course, being this is NC for 28, and this requires counter hit. Okay, cat stance. So during cat, you can hold forward to enter at the set. Otherwise, you can cancel cat in back turn. You understand. Okay, from cat stance, as talked about, you're going to want to sidestep to your left, her right. That's going to beat everything. The difference is it will not. There you go. Strong tracking that way. But if we commit to an option like cat 3, to our back. Cat 2, to our back. Same thing. Cat 4, to our back. Everything loses here against sidestep left or to our right via that, except for cat 1, which does track there. Now, the spicy part about cat 1, so not only is it a heat engager, you know, that causes wall splat, right? You know, heat engage option. But also, unlike the other kind of cancel options, completely safe on block. So you get a free attempt by going for cat 1-2. So what that means is if you predict sidestep to the left, you're going to probably want to go full route with cat 1-2 because it's safe on block anyway. Inversely, if you're playing against a Kunimitsu, maybe you go for either Heat Burst to challenge it or some sort of duck jab or duck kick. Of course, keep in mind, you are then susceptible to cat 3-2, so there is a risk to it, but still. The fact that like cat 1-2 is safe on block, yeah, you just kind of do it willy-nilly, to be honest. Just let it rock. That's honestly, that's probably going to be my tactic. Okay, cat 2 is a hard kind of knockdown option, guaranteed ground hit. I don't think we get a launcher. Yeah, he's stuck on the floor proper. Even if we go for like a down like 2 structure, yeah, not going to work. So you're just looking at that. The real juice of the cat 2 is just on block, it's +5. That's like the big part of it. But again, the fact that you can sidestep cat fairly consistently might be somewhat problematic. Now, with that being said, if we sidewalk to the other way... Yeah, okay, still walkable, though, so... Okay. But yeah, that's going to be your safe pressure option. The only issue with cat 2 is that it's a little bit more floaty, so there is time to beat it, versus cat 3, which is kind of hard in the paint go right now. Okay, we talked about this earlier. Long range mid option. This effectively kind of works as a teleport. She's very evasive during that option. So you're going to confirm during the animation and then commit to the 2 afterwards. Keep in mind, of course. Okay, launcher, but if they guard it, similar to the other crouch dash 2s. -16, so equally launch punishable on block. Now, you might think to yourself, okay, well, if you look on the next move in the move list, we have cat 4-2, which is a low, and cat 3 is a mid, right? Okay. Kind of cool, right? So, first of all, the cat 4 launch punishable. Also, unfortunately, even if they were to get hit by the initial cat option, unfortunately, it's a non-jailing string, so they'll duck you and launch you. Now, the good news, of course, this is NCC, so if you're by the wall, okay, sure, you beat Power Crush option there. The issue, of course, is just, again, the speed and the fact that it's equally launch punishable if they duck it, so just be careful of that. More often than not, again, you're going to want to look to cat 3-2 to confirm the situation and then punish them for it. Now, on block, I think cat 3 is safe? -11. Okay, not that bad. So barely punishable. Technically punishable, but barely punishable. But yeah, again, people are going to close up against it because they're going to pray you go for the Dragon Punch and then die because of it. Okay, brand new move, cat 1+2. This is an unblockable. Unlike the normal Bad Breath, there's no launcher component. It just causes knockdown. I don't think like even the CD2 is guaranteed. Yeah, we have literally no frames. Okay, maybe it is guaranteed, sure. Yeah, okay, definitely guaranteed. But still, mostly gimmicks. You see the issue is like the range there. We're barely out of range and it barely misses. Compare that to her old unblockable, which used to be like half screen away, which is like a big change, right? Okay, Cat can basically cancel into teleport by tapping up. So if you want to not commit to like a cat 3, you could chicken out and just use cat up instead. So yeah, if you want to play with their mind, sure, you could do that. I don't think there's any invulnerability frames, it says. Yeah, just purely airborne. So she's going to be very evasive, but again, if you're going to want to be truly evasive, it's probably better to hard commit to cat 3. Okay, set state. The Setsunagake, I guess, is her advancing stance. Look how far she goes. We're at range like 4, and we're now range 0 immediately after. As talked about, her weak side with set options are her left, your right, so sidewalk or sidestep left, or right, my apologies, to evade it. She, again, can enter into full crouch by tapping down, or she can cancel set state by holding back. Okay, so let's start with set 1-2. So these are going to act very similar to our 1-1-1s, right? So you could sidestep the set option. The difference here, though, that should be noted, is that set 1-2 it's a completely jailing string. So even though it's a high, they can still duck under it. Now you can delay the set 1-2, which allows for them to duck, and then you get launched for that. But don't do that simply because the issue here is that set 1-2 used to be a counter launcher in Tekken Tag 2, but in T7 they nerfed it, so there really is no value in you, ducking or going as the Kunimitsu player fishing for set 1-2 because they got rid of that a long time ago. So as talked about, this acts very similar to our 1-1-2s and back turn 1-2s. So here, go for the mid, easy sidestep. So you're going to want to flash step to the right and then basically block everything. Ah, that's the move I'm thinking of. Okay, my bad. Yeah, easy sidestep. So even though it's similar to 1-2-4, it's equally sidesteppable. And keep in mind, I'm on sidestep, not even sidewalk, right? So again, we'll quickly go through these. I just want to talk about set 1-2 being jailing. Although, look at that. Okay, so during set 1-2, you can enter into back turn. Okay. I can't remember if that's new or not, but that is something of note. Let's see what the plus frames are. +8? Ooh. Okay. That +8 is nasty because that allows for better options to beat Rage Art and whatnot. And then let's see on block. -6, okay, not the best, but it's close enough to our -5 that it should be somewhat transferable skills. Set 2 is going to be the go-to option. I-12 move. It is weak to her left, of course, but on counter hit leads to an attack throw. Really, really strong. The issue is nowadays, against Airborne, this does not cause a spin state, so there will be probably some growing pains. But yeah, set 2 is easily one of her best moves. The other big nerf with set 2, other than not being a combo extender, is it doesn't actually wall splat anymore. So that is also completely gone. So you can no longer apply set 3 or set 2 pressure for free by the wall as her fastest option. So they can get hit by it and not instantly die. The difference, though, is it's +8, so it's still technically your turn, but it's no longer a free attempt to do that. Okay, set 3, we talked about this I-18 low option. Counter launcher, important to note on block, this is death, -16, so equally launcher for that. You'll often see people go for like set 3 raw to try to end a game, because yeah, the range on it is really, really good. But yeah, just be wary for that. Now, in theory, you could sidestep set... how am I going to set this up? You could sidestep it, but the issue is the further you are away, the set 3 tends to retrack. So at 0, they can sidestep it fairly easily, but once you're at like range 3-ish like this, the set 3 will start to track them. That's a little Uni secret. But yeah, just remember, if you duck it, just kill her for it, because I don't think... Oh, it is active for 23 frames, so I guess at tip range... It might be safer on block, but how are we gonna get tip? Nah, I don't think so. Yeah, forget about that. I think it's during sidestep, maybe. Some weird frame activity on it. Okay, yeah, set 4-3 now causes a floor spike. It should be important to note that on block this is -13, so it is not safe. But also, as we had shown, post SAT. You can do manual set transition by 4-3 and do the 4-3 immediately after to break the floor as well. So kind of acts similar in that vein to like a Lars silent entry 3+4, but his is +0C and yours is -13. So tend to stay away from it. Set 4 by itself also enters in the back churn. So sometimes it's okay to just do solo set 4. Against, airborne combos, it acts similar to like your back 1 structures, or your back 4 structures. It's practically the same attack. The difference now, though, is you don't have that like really nasty wall splat that she used to have in Tekken 7. It got replaced by a floor spike instead. Okay, another brand new move. We have set 1+2. Heat engager option. I believe this is I-15. Safe on block. And then, of course, under counter hit is fully guaranteed. Of course, we also talked about it many a time already, how this is also heat dash cancel launcher to extend your combo off of HDC. Really good. Really good option. So yeah, massively good attack. Only issue is I believe it's equally sidesteppable. Although if I remember correctly, maybe I'm thinking this wrong. I think the second attack still tracks though. Oh no, that tracked. Although that might have been because we're plus frames. Yeah. Okay, no. So the set 1+2 just straight up tracks that way. Okay. Okay, sorry. Misremembering. Again, I'm doing this all off the memory. My apologies. Okay, yeah. Sure. Yeah, really good move. I mean, this is nasty, nasty fucking work. Natural wall splat, safe on block. I mean, heat dash cancel, launcher, weapon-based attack, no reversal or parry or anything like that. Tsubaki, really fucking good. Super good. I mean, what's not to like about it? Okay, and her final set attack is the set up forward 4. So again, if you want to break the floor, you do set up forward 4. If you want to break the wall, set 3+4 is going to be your go-to option. So combo optimization wise, yeah, if you want single hit, up forward 4 is your go-to. Single hit, wall break, that's your go-to. And then if you don't care, set 4-3 for double hit for floor break. I think technically it does more damage, but does cost you an extra hit. This used to be like death on block. I don't think it is death anymore though. And of course it's not NC. Yeah, -14. I think it used to be like -16 in Tekken 7. Or early Tekken 7. I think they changed it in Season 5. Okay, empty set by holding back. If you want to bait out Rage Art without committing to a button, yeah, let's do empty set. It does recover quicker than set into down. So we cancel quicker. It's maybe negligibly faster, maybe 2 frames quicker at most. But yeah, it's all part of the mix-up. The fact that you can be nearly full screen and apply some sort of full crouch pressure is nasty. Super good. Okay, we'll pass these up. Okay, for her throws. Her one throw is a generic option. What's interesting about her throw breaks is that when they break the throw, she's basically always +0. Now the issue, as you see here, we're basically full screen. So even though we're breaking out the throws, it's no one's turn. So we can't apply any pseudo pressure. We can go for a quarter circle forward 1+2, which is probably your go-to option, but if they backdash it, they're going to launch you. Keep that in mind. So yeah, that's the interesting part about her. They're all the same throw breaks otherwise. Now, while this one does leave you close-ish at, well, not even close-ish, my bad. The 2 throw is the one that breaks the floor. So if you want to break the floor, like you power crush punish, use the 2 throw to turn this into a launcher. Otherwise, all other throws do not have that property of any sort of wall splat or wall break option. She does have forward 1+4, which is spicy, so you can either perform this at a set 1+4 or forward 1+4. But notice how we're -3, but we're back churn. So notice how we're also, both of us are back churn. So from there, back churn 1+2, back churn down 2, back churn forward 1+2, or power crush option if you think they're going to go for a back churn mash out. You do have quite a few tools to win in that position, but it's mostly mind games. Your opponent could basically back churn sway away, and you're dead if you commit to anything. So mileage may vary, just keep that in mind. Okay, she has a brand new attack, brand new move, or throw rather, which is back churn 1+4, or 2+3, which is a 1+2 break. A couple of things to note. Notice how it's basically, again, the rage drive animation. The problem is there are no indicators. So yeah, this is not break. Oh, damn it! Why are you breaking my throw? There is no wall break. So you do the animation, but regardless of how close you are, there never is any wall splat on this throw. Now, people might not know how to break back churn throws. So we have 2 throws. We have generic 1+3, generic 2+4, which are both breaking with 1 or 2. And now we also have back churn 1+4 or 2+3, which has to be broken with 1+2 again. So you might think to yourself, well, how do I react to that? The way you react to that, it's not easy, but doable. So when you do a generic back churn throw, it will have homing sprites, because what you're doing, you're canceling back churn with a generic throw. Now, if we do a command back churn throw, there are no homing sprites, So we break it with 1+2 all the time. That's how you actually break out of these throws. So just keep that in mind. Very difficult, not realistic for a beginner or even an intermediate player to do, but in theory, it is possible to react to the slash, basically. That's what you're looking for. You don't look for the hands, you look for the blue splash instead. So for people who don't know, I know that was a topic today on Twitter, so I figured I might as well talk about that. Okay, getting to the end of her list. She has back 1+3, which is just a reversal kind of slash Sabaki option where she goes into her teleport unblockable. She whiffs it, so it doesn't always come out automatically. But if they attack, they will get her. With that being said, I believe you can still, and I didn't test this, my apologies. Yes, look at that. Yeah, easy sidestep. I talk about this in the How to Beat Yoshimitsu and Raven Parry guide. It's the exact same idea. Single check option into deep sidestep immediately after the punish. Fairly straightforward, fairly easy to do. Now, she does have a little bit of extra juice. She can also perform this out of back turn by tapping 3+4. Similar idea. Kick or punch, doesn't matter. She reverse the attack and come down to unblockable. Just keep in mind, because of how like parry system works in this game, if you do this, you're susceptible to throws. So there is risk involved, that sort of thing. And apart from that, she has everyone's favorite generic duck jab. Okay, so that was the Kunimitsu move list. So again, she is a small character with really, really good range. You're going to want to keep pressure going by stance dancing. As the meta develops, we'll probably see a more established kind of cat play. But for now, yeah, overall, again, sidestep right against set, sidestep right in normal state anyway, neutral. And then for cat stance, sidestep left. And then furthermore, for back turn shenanigans, you can tend to equally sidestep either way. But she does have back turn 4, which again is a natural knockdown, SAT line, plus frame on block to kind of help mix her up. But yeah, if you've never tried her before, I definitely recommend giving her a shot. She definitely looks a little bit worse relative to her T7 iteration. I think the biggest one is her backdash is nowhere near as strong as it used to be. With that being said, it's still okay. It's not bad. But yeah, she used to be like backdash like this far. Like 2 backdash, just like, oh, okay, I guess I won't win now. But yeah, the fact you can get in really fast is definitely her selling point. And as a T8 character, she probably will excel very well. So I wouldn't doubt it if she starts out in like a lower high tier, and then as she becomes optimized, becomes even stronger. Especially when you consider the fact that in this latest patch today, they nerfed quite a few characters. And I'll give one final top right shout out for that. We did a full move list breakdown, or sorry, full patch breakdown of the patch notes. And yeah, a lot of characters got gutted, which is a good thing. And Kunimitsu didn't have any of those to begin with, so in essence, she got buffed even without her being released, so pretty good for her. Okay, as usual, if I made a mistake, please let me know with the time code that said mistake. I definitely need to chop this down, so if you're watching this early, you're going to see a lot of blank spaces. My apologies. Consider becoming a member. It's how I make my money on the channel. Also, we have a Patreon, patreon.com/TylerGK. It's completely free to sign up. Eventually, there will be paid content, but for now, it will be completely free, probably for the next 2 months, to be honest. So check that out as well. I think that's about it. That's all I have to cover. I will see you guys in the next video later on. And yeah, again, I don't have any notes.